All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our, oh, that is you, Carrie Joe. Actually, I was looking for you, but you're under CJ. So welcome to the call. We are going to get started right now. And we got too many people joining here. Otherwise, it keeps messing me up here. Make you co-host. So all right. Welcome to our Tuesday night Club Fit call here as we are getting into our first week, because our first week of our program is really our welcome week of our program, as we are welcoming all of our new Club Fit challengers into the app. And those of you guys that are playing inside the app and starting to use the welcome week and listen to the videos and your non-negotiables and eat and learn from your trainer, Miss Kim Lyons, and starting to participate in some of it and actively participating in the community and posting inside of the group and your habit tracker. So one of the things I always tell people is this, is do not get overwhelmed. It can be easy to do that at sometimes, because what we're looking for is progress, not perfection when it comes to this, because there's a lot of things in this. This is why you see people that are utilizing the app regularly. They're going to be doing more than one Club Fit challenge, because it's pretty much almost impossible to probably do all of it on your first run through, because we want you to have the experience of being able to continually grow through the program. Okay, so a big part of that, which we're super excited about, and I am happy to announce, okay, that we have actually extended the registration for one more day. So what does that mean? That means that if you have one more friend, one more family member, one more, even a stranger, go find a stranger that would like to participate in this Club Fit challenge with you and join you on this session, they can get in tonight. Tomorrow, the packs are going to be going off. So we want to make sure if you have anybody last minute that wants to get in on it. Tonight, we're going to be focusing on nutrition, and we're going to focus primarily on our nutrition through our Life by Seacret products with the founder and creator of the Life by Seacret product line, Dr. Howard Cohn. Now, many of you guys know him. He is not a stranger to many of you, but there are those of you that this is your very first Club Fit challenge. And so when you purchase your Club Fit kit, if you purchase our Club Fit basic kit, you got the shake and the greens, so which you got to choose chocolate or vanilla. So I am hashtag team chocolate. I'm very curious. How many of you are team chocolate? How many of you are team vanilla? I'm just curious. Go ahead and type in the chat box. I'm very curious. This is something I always find fascinating, because you vanilla people are weird. The chocolate is so much better. I'm just saying. But and also, so vanilla, look at this vanilla. So people like, I love them both. Some of you guys mix it up, right? You do that little swirl, like, you know, from the chocolate and the vanilla swirl at the store. You do 1 scoop vanilla, 1 scoop chocolate. So, yeah, they're both great. Yeah, look at all these vanillas, man. So listen, you got to come over to the chocolate side. I'm telling you, it's much better. But always with the greens. And then we have our Club Fit Plus kit. Now, our Club Fit Plus kit, which includes the majority of products in the Life by Seacret product line for you to be able to utilize as you really kind of biostack these products on top of each other to really create this symphony inside of your body to really strengthen the host while you're going on this journey that we are all on together towards continually improving our health. And so, but today we want to get into this a little bit more nitty gritty as to what makes the Life by Seacret products so unique, what makes them so special. And also for those of you guys that might have only been introduced to 1 or 2 of the products, as some of the importance of the other products that we know are going to help you, because I think some people didn't realize, you know, how important some of these products can be towards repairing, rebuilding, and growing your health. So without any further ado, we're going to kick the kind of the can back and forth here and kind of banter a little bit as we go through these products. I'm going to ask some questions. And for those of you guys that have your questions, I want you to save those for me, because I'm sure some of you guys are going to have some questions you might want to ask specifically to Dr. Howard Cohn. But please help me welcome the man himself, Mr. Dr. Howard Cohn. Howie, how are you, my friend?
Jesse Mack, always a pleasure to be with you and everybody. Wow, it's big head right there. So so excited. This again, so many miracles happen every single time we do this Club Fit, not just because people lose weight, not just because people get fit, but people get healthy. And in the process of getting healthy, we shed a lot of things. We shed a lot of things that other doctors have named for us, a lot of things that we believed we had or we had to live with, and those are exciting. So again, Club Fit Challenge is about a health challenge, not a disease care challenge or a disease management challenge or treating anything challenge, even though you might have been attracted to, told that somebody had X and now they don't have X anymore since they did the Club Fit Challenge. There are thousands and thousands of stories like that.
Yep.
Happens all the time, but it's what happens when your body is freed up to do what it was designed to do, which is heal itself and function the way it was designed. And so what we do is we give supplemental nutrition that is specifically designed to give your body the food that it's supposed to have been getting in its diet, but hasn't for a long, long time, if at all. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. So, well, I love it. Well, I'm going to add myself onto this little spotlight, so that way there's two of us, so you don't feel so lonely, because I know how you are. What I really want to do here, and I'm going to dive in and ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to go through some of the product line here. But before we go through the kind of the individual products that we have here in the Life by Seacret product line, and I usually kind of like asking, what's your favorite product? And I know that's like you having to say, well, who's your favorite child? Because these are all really kind of like your babies. But what I would say before we go into that is, maybe you could share with us is, why does this product line exist? Obviously, you have been in the space of the owner of the Cohn Health Institute for over 33 years, if I'm not mistaken now, and have served tens of thousands of patients, trained 50 doctors plus. You are internationally recognized and awarded. You travel all over the world and speaking on health. And of course, so why create this product line, and how did this come to start? Why does it exist in the first place, seeing as obviously you had access to everything on the planet that you could possibly from every company?
Well, just the need that needed to be filled. Yeah, like you said, we have thousands of different nutritional products here at the Cohn Health Institute from all around the world, hundreds of companies from around the world that all make good products. But most of those products are really designed at the end of the day to alter, change, support, or fix something that somebody has going on based on the fact that they either did not take care of something about their health, genetically were born with not a full deck of health and wellness, and started in arrears from the state from right out of the gate, or things just happened. And so you always, especially since we see people that have been everywhere and done everything, so to speak, and the 15 doctors before they come, and always wanted to make sure we had exactly what somebody needed. But after doing this for decades, what you realize, if you're paying attention, is that if we could just get people to do a handful of things throughout their life early on, and they were consistent with those things, then 90% of the things that I would be engaged in doing for them would not be necessary. And the word doctor comes from the Latin word docere, which means to teach. So our goal is to teach people how to take care of themselves so that they're not dependent on doctors ever. Now, thank God they're out there when you need them, but they're rarely needed for the things that they're leaned on to do 90% of the time. So that is the genesis of these products. Like, the world didn't need another shake or greens, but what they needed was something that was simple, easy, cost-effective, and palatable, that if it became a habit for a family, the family would alter the trajectory of the health and wellness for not just them, but their lineage, if you will. That is the reason that this product line was put together the way it is.
So I actually am privy to some information for those of you guys that have been around for a while, that we've been blessed to have these products underneath the Seacret brand here for the past, I think, 5 years or so. And as we have watched Seacret go from what was originally just a offering of premium Dead Sea skincare products to now this alkaline plant-based organic nutrition. But previous to that, these obviously products lived and breathed throughout your clinic, and as well as many people from around the world. But it was under the name of 7.2. And some people are familiar with that, some people don't. And I remember, hearing about this and it was called the Alkaline Company. So why 7.2? When you originally put these products together, what was that name? What was the purpose behind that? And what was the belief behind that?
Well, the original proposed name was 7.365, but that is not very catchy. Accurate, but not very catchy and hard to remember. So 7.365 would be the ideal pH of the human bloodstream, which is the most volatile and most important measurement in the human body, because if it varies up or down a hair, you're dead. And so we're just so used to it taking care of itself without us and in spite of us, like our breath or our heartbeat or all the different things that operate in our body. Thank God we don't have to consciously think about it, or we would cease to exist. It is the most important thing, and it must buffer itself. There was a book written once that was a big famous pH book talking about alkaline nutrition. And they said the ideal pH for a human body, if they wanted to thrive and not have to deal with the maladies of the day, that they should be with their bodies, it should be between, ideally 7.2. Between 6.8 and 7.2, and with 7.2 being ideal. And that's where 7.2 came from. And it's when they're talking there, they're not talking about your blood, they're talking about your tissues, like in your mouth, when you measure your pH or your pee, which is a little more acidic than your mouth, but it's really how the state of your body is and how it handles stress. So, stress is an aggravator. It's not a cause of anything. It causes nothing. It is the thing that pulls the chain. And when you pull, what happens is that a link will break, and that link is your weakest link. Now, it could be your genetically weakest link. It could be your environmentally weakest link, but it could be, no matter what, your weakest link. And so we blame the link, or, we blame what pulled it, but the reality is the link, and the link is us. And we must, when you say strengthen the host, we need to strengthen that weak link. And so these products are designed across the board to strengthen the things that commonly people are weak in, and from a much macro standpoint, so that they don't get caught up in the minutia or micro of taking this product for this and this product for that. So depending on who you're following on TV or social media or whatever guru is saying, whatever, if they come up with a new product you need every day or every week, by the end of the year, you're taking 60 different things. And all of them have studies on them. All of them have a doctor in a white coat saying how great it is. All of them have testimonials of somebody that had a change because of them. But there is some brilliance behind the human body to know that if you just did some basics, then these little things wouldn't exist or wouldn't be needed. So that's really how these things are put together. Really, at the end of the day, everything we eat, everything we think is either making our body more alkaline or acidic, or more parasympathetically functioning and relaxed in that rest and heal mode, or in that fight or flight, running from the saber-toothed tiger mode. Most people live their life these days in a mild fight or flight, running from the saber-toothed tiger, or at least a fast jog. And they never seem to shut it down. So they don't sleep well, they get exhausted, they don't have energy, their body slows down, so they put on weight. And then things start to inflame, and therefore they start to hurt, and they hurt all over. And those happen to be the top 4 reasons why someone goes to a doctor. Now, the top 4 reasons somebody leaves the planet, is cancer, heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, all which are diet and nutrition dependent and based on the very fundamentals that we talk about and provide in our products. Now, again, we're not saying any of our products help cure, treat, mitigate any disease or condition. But if you know anything about anything and have the least bit of common sense, if you do the right thing and feed your body the way it was designed, it will function the way it was designed. But if you put candy bars in your gas tank, it's going to run like crap. It's like your body.
Right. I love it. Well, so let's talk about, not putting candy bars in our gas tanks here, and and putting some better things. And one of the things that I loved about when we talked, about this, because I remember, you going, okay, well, the things we're putting in our body, it's either you're declining your health or building your health, right? So you're either depleting your energy or growing your energy, or you're either putting in things that are, going to be, more acidic. And it seems like a lot of the things that are like the standard American diet, which is an acronym for SAD, and is so like not even like, from the sugars is like everything that is. And why are the things that are like super yummy, like super acidic? Is that a trick someone's playing on us, or what's that deal?
Well, the things that are super yummy are manipulated to be yummy.
Mm,
They're not really, they weren't yummy 100 years ago because they didn't exist. It's the power of contrast. So, if you're eating broccoli, it's not super yummy the way it is. And it's definitely alkaline, but also so is an apple. Now, if you've never experienced a candy bar, ice cream, cookies, candy, cake, or donuts, or sugar, when you have an apple, it is super, super, super sweet.
yeah.
But if you were brought up with artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, all kinds of garbage types of cookies, candies, and cake, and gummy worms, and things like that, and someone gives you an apple, you go, ew, it's not sweet at all. I don't want to eat an apple. I'd rather have, whatever, candy. So it's contrast. It's really how we're trained.
Got
And how we're manipulated. So we live in a world where we're manipulated. So, you are being manipulated every day, all the time, to be fat, tired, and lazy. Our food companies have laboratories they call fat rooms, where they get morbid. This is true, I'm not making this up. They get morbidly obese humans, and they know that they're just an emotional mess and a wreck when it comes to food. And they'll feed them, like, let's say, their favorite cookie. And then they get them in a lab, and then they take their blood and they measure their saliva and they measure all these different things. And they measure their stress hormones, and then they'll feed them the cookies, and they see what is their satiety point, which means how many cookies could they eat before they push themselves away, even with their big body, and just go, that's enough on the cookies, right? So let's say they can eat like 32 cookies, which is, it's only going to make them fatter. And then, so what happens is they go in a lab, and there's a lot of smart people in white coats, and they go, oh, this is what's happening biochemically to make them shut off or shut down at 32. If we alter this in the cookie and alter that in the cookie, and we add this to the cookie and take that out of the cookie, then they'll probably be able to eat more. And then they do the same test again after they've altered the cookies chemically with artificial sweeteners, colors, and chemicals. And then now they're able to eat 39 cookies. And now that is a success. So if you do the math based on the amount of packaging and the amount of consumption, we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars in just cookies. And that's just one product. So this is happening all the time while you're scrolling, looking for what you should believe or think, and getting fatter. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was a loaded question, and I'm glad I asked, and I didn't like the answer.
Yeah,
We'll
probably go over these products at some point.
Yeah,
Let's get really south really quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's focus on what we're going to be doing here to counterbalance this kind of world that has been putting us in a zombie-like, codependent state on things that are not serving us, right? So
curse of awareness. Yes.
Yeah. So obviously here, in the creating of our line, the things that are super clean here from our product line being organic, plant-based, vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, sugar-free, these were things that are very important for you. And I love, Dr. Cohn, of really, having being something that you don't compromise on, ingredients. But when you take a look at the product line here, and we do know for our European family and friends that not all of our products are available there. There's some that are available, and a couple of them that are not available for our Canadian friends and family. But from the product line that we see here, from energy and sleep and weight, maybe you could kind of just go through these. I might ask you a few questions as we kind of pop into them, but kind of starting with that energy. That's one of the big things that is kind of the big four that you talk about that people are experiencing when they go see a doctor, is they're tired.
Right. It's the number one thing that they check off on the boxes when you're doing a symptom survey, is fatigue. So organically, naturally, energy comes from things that produce oxygen in your body. So as we say, you can live a month without water, a week without food, but you can't live 6 minutes without oxygen, most of which comes from the chlorophyll in green plants. So if we're eating green plants, then we're getting oxygen. If we're getting oxygenated, then we have energy, because if we don't have oxygen, things grow in us and on us, and then they fatigue us. And so greens are the foundation. Now we have a product called Secret Energy, as you see, with that big burst of energy in a bag and little packets. They look like that, just like you see. And you tear it off, add it to water, mix it, drink it. Just like the greens, you could add it to water and drink it, or you can have it in capsules. So this is designed differently. That is designed when you just need more energy. That is designed when you're doing things where you just keep overriding your need for energy, or you need to focus, or you need to study, or you need to do something like that. Or you're interested in stopping or changing or shifting the multi-billion dollars in sales of very toxic energy drinks and multi-hour energy little things that are full of all kinds of synthetic vitamins that your body can't process properly, filled with all kinds of different artificial colors, sweeteners, and chemicals, again, to make you always addicted to them. Because you'll also get jittery, and you'll have this thing called a crash, which nobody likes. And nothing in them is organic. So it's all full of God knows what. And you're shipping water around the world, and you're adding to that carbon footprint that everybody's so worried about. So, I mean, it's really not good. So here comes Secret Energy that fixes all of that, which is an answer to all of that, which is organic. And you're not shipping water around the world, and it tastes great, and there's no sugar in it, and there's no artificial stuff in it, and there's no crash, and there's no jitters, and it's got the Informed Sport, insignia on it, so that it's clean tested for 200 banned substances, all the things that nothing that you're doing right now has. And so it has no competitor. It is number one. And the only reason people don't do it is they don't know it exists, or they're ignorant to how good it is. That is the energy.
Oof. Now, as far as the greens are concerned, you have them in capsules and you have them in a powder. Now, those that ordered our Club Fit kit got the powder. So from that powder, obviously, I can take that directly and just put it in my water. I can shake it up and I'm good to go. I can also put that in with my shake. And I know that was news to me when I first heard about the product line, was combining my greens and my protein together. Sounded like a wild concept. But I know that that's functionally a way that you designed that. But before I go into the combining with the nutrition, so the greens themselves, there's lots of greens on the market. I see advertisements all the time on Instagram and Facebook about simple greens and athletic greens and the super greens and the greeny greens, and all that other stuff. So why are our greens unique, other than obviously one of the most important things is they're organic? But talk to me about that.
They're greener. No, I'm just kidding. Very many times they are greener. Actually, how green it is varies based on, because they're organic, it depends on the season, how the weather was that year, all these different things. Like you wine lovers, it's the same kind of thing. There are variants per years, it's like you can have your greens, and it's like, it's a fine 2019. Anyway, so no, it's different every time. So what is consistent every single time is that they're 100% organic. They're not just the grasses, when you were talking about wheatgrass, barley grass, oatgrass, but they are the juices as well, which is why there's no such thing as a grass bar. There are only juice bars, because juice bars have the concentrated nutrition in it, but most people don't do that. They just, when you're buying something, you're not buying the juices usually. Sometimes you are, but you're buying just the grasses, because people think just because you have the whole plant doesn't mean you have the whole concentrated nutritional part of it. So we have both of them, plus we have other greens as well. Now, other products try to be all things to all people. More is not always better. So people go, why don't you have spirulina in it, or chlorella, or these other things? So we don't have sea greens in there on purpose, because it's hard to really keep those organic, even when they say it's organic. Because I don't know if you've looked at the ocean lately or been in it. I don't care where you are on the planet. There's other things in it. It's really nasty. So it's a little more challenging. the soil's not that much easier, but it's a little easier. And there's a different kind of medicinal quality to it. The sea greens are way more detoxifying, so it would limit the amount of people we can give it to, because not everybody can handle it. Where these greens can be enjoyed by young children. I know some ages on it. My kids grew up on it. They ate it right out of the container. You can eat it right out of the container. It still looks like it came off the bottom of your lawnmower, but it tastes amazing. Right. So, I mean, we've beat everybody in like a blind taste test in all the, health food stores. So nobody can compare to that. I mean, it took 30 something versions to get it right. And we got it right. And now nobody can duplicate it because it's so hard to do. So, but we have it, and we have that, consistently. So, there's that. There's other things you mentioned about putting it into your shake, like our shakes. There's your favorite chocolate, Jesse. Chocolate goodness. So yeah, they mix perfectly. That was really, we got lucky on that one. How they mix perfectly. Actually tastes better. The shake tastes amazing alone. The green tastes amazing alone. Somehow, weirdly, if you put them together, they taste even better. Now people go, I'm going to get this XYZ shake that has greens in it. Well, they're not together to start for a purpose. If they're in the same container, they're different qualities in nature. These things will start to compete with each other. They'll start to, there's a nature of not mixing things directly together in a container. People go, oh yeah, probiotics. My shake has probiotics, has greens. Well, they're probably dead by the time you get them, or it's denaturing the protein. So either way, it's probably not a good idea. It's a good idea to have them all, but have them separate. You can take them at the same time, but you don't want them sitting in the container for months and months on end, competing with each other. So that's a whole different science, but there's so many reasons why things are done the way they are. So we have the chocolate shake, vanilla shake. Again, the world did not need one more shake, but we needed something that, again, tasted good without putting crap in it, that had a complete protein, if you will, that was vegan, but not with soy, that didn't use whey, didn't use these things that people are sensitive to or allergic to, and that everybody can do, that you can turn into a pancake or a popsicle. So put it in your healthy brownie, if you will.
I would love it. Well, and that was actually one of my questions, Dr. Cohn. So I remember when I was first starting to look at, supplementing and, working out and all those different things. Of course, you go to Costco or you go here and, one of the obviously cheaper versions are like, hey, I can get my protein cheaper, even if it's organic, but that's generally, if you're looking at it, it's a big bag of whey protein. So I didn't know what really whey was or what's the difference. So obviously, what's the difference between a vegan-based protein, and obviously we don't use soy, we use pea-based proteins. But what is whey and why is it so cheap? I know this is I know the answer to this question now, but I think it was an interesting one when I didn't know. I want to make sure we get education out there.
It's cheap because for most of our lifetime, it's been a waste product, which means it was just disposed of. It's trash. It's garbage that no one could figure out what to do with. It comes from the processing of dairy. So garbage is cheap, as it turns out. Nobody's like looking for garbage, so you can get it pretty cheap. In all seriousness, unless you're a calf and a baby cow, and your goal is to eventually become 600 pounds, and you have 4 stomachs like a calf does, so it could adequately digest it, then you're good. But this isn't the Club Cow challenge. This is the Club Fit challenge. So I don't recommend it. It's only causes problems with people, and all it does is send people into an office like this who are wondering why their joints hurt, and why they have rosacea, and why they ache, and why they're tired, and why their eyes are dry, and like the 20 other things that happen. So it's hilarious. So just walk into any gym when they have like 5-pound jugs of waste product. So I'm just not a fan. I mean, some people can tolerate it, most people do not.
Yeah. So, which is that. So we want you to get your protein. Now, one of the things that I found out on the challenge, and anytime you're doing something where, maybe you're changing up your habits, this is one of those things where it'll be like, well, I'm trying to, maybe if I'm trying on intermittent fasting, or I'm trying to have a shake and greens for breakfast in the morning to kind of kick my day off. I love what I learned from you, Dr. Cohn, is when in doubt, have a shake. there's really no time of the day, where instead of, reaching for, the things that we generally reach for, when in doubt, have a shake. And that was something that really helped me along my process. But let's continue. In between, as you see in those pictures, we got the energy, we got the weight, we got that boosters. So talk to me about those. What is that B boosters? There's underneath sleep here. Obviously, a lot of times we're saying you take 4 before you go to sleep. Why would you want to boost something before you go to bed? I remember thinking to myself.
Well, it was originally called Alkaline Booster, and it really was just something that you needed to take between meals. But apparently that's a hard thing for people to figure out, especially if you love food and you're just eating all the time. There's no such thing as between meals. There's just one long 12-hour meal of grazing, right? So what we realized, it's a lot easier to give it to people before they go to bed because they usually don't eat and they go right to bed. So they were better. It's like the only product that has to be not with food. And so as it turned out, serendipitously, when you include alkaline minerals in your diet, you end up sleeping amazingly. And some people who have suffered with these things their whole life are now sleeping for the first time ever. Such a big deal. Number one form of torture worldwide is sleep deprivation. It's not waterboarding or like cutting people's fingernails off. It's sleep deprivation. It's not sleeping. So if you get people to sleep, they heal, because we heal the most when we sleep. We also burn the most fat when we sleep. What a thing. So sleeping is fundamental. So it's not a sleep aid. There's nothing in it that makes you tired. It's just that it stops your body from being in this sympathetic overload, and it has it chill out. And so it's like you didn't know you were like sleeping with the lights on until you took your boosters, and then you're not. So again, originally it's called Alkaline Booster because it boosts your alkalinity. Probably should have renamed it, because boosting anything at night is confusing, right? You boost your ability to sleep. However, some people just, love things like drinking and other things and eating crap. And it offsets that very greatly. So, those who can't say no, the college students figured it out. They call it hangover helper. So anything that's going to move you out of that acidic state, it's going to help you sleep better. So that's why the shake and greens was how you started your day. Your boosters were how you ended your day, and then everything else was in between.
And speaking of the in between throughout our day, over on that right, we have that that R and that H, which is our recovery and our hydro effects, which are both our molecular hydrogen products, which that recovery is our #1 selling product in the entire world of Secret. And this is pretty incredible because there's really no advertisements, no videos, no substantial marketing campaigns behind it. And it's the #1 for a reason, because there are miracles when you get that product in people's bodies and in their bloodstream. So I know we don't have an hour. We could go down a rabbit hole, but if you Google molecular hydrogen, you're one Google click away from losing your mind. If you go down that path, when you see really the power of what this product does, and we have it in an incredibly patented pill form. And so, but Dr. Cohn, give us a why, because if I got the Club Fit kit, and I might be new to the challenge, and I just got the shake and the greens, it's a great place for me to start. But why is this something that I need to go order this today? Talk to me.
Well, things that are #1 are not #1 by accident. They're #1 because they do the most things for the most people. And so no one's getting any younger. Basically what it is a super selective antioxidant. So selective antioxidant is a very smart molecule. It's called a smart molecule, which means, for example, fire could be good and fire could be bad. Right? If you have a pilot light that's lit so you can cook your food, or a stove, or a fireplace lit so you can keep yourself warm, it's a good day for you in fire. If the forest that you built your new log cabin in is on fire, or your house itself is on fire, it's a bad day for you in fire. So analogously, those are like bad things happening in your body and good things you want to continue to happen in your body, like with the original explanation here. And so a smart molecule knows how to put your fire out, the house that's burning and the forest that's burning, but it leaves the pilot light on so you can cook food. So keeps your cells communicating, but helps alter the damaging effect of like peroxynitrate and hydroxyl free radicals that age and destroy the human body. So the average person, so sad, according to modern science, whatever that is aging after the age of, yes, 12. So I would imagine nobody's under 12 on this call right now. So your slow slide has begun. And if you want to slow that down, you might want to do something like a recovery or a hydro effects, which is a longer lasting version, but a much slower release of hydrogen.
Wow.
Yep.
So, and when would I take, recovery? And, do I take it throughout? I mean, I pop these things like Pez, so, I mean, I'm taking them before I work out, after I work out, during the middle of my day, I'm taking them before bed. I mean, so just because I feel better, and it's dramatically, like, I can tell, like, I remember when I started taking it, I was like, I feel a little bit better, right? Are you taking them right now? I see you, so you're making me jealous. I'm going to go grab mine while you're on your next little talk here. But I remember the first time I didn't have it, I was like, whoa, so how often, when can I take it? What would I take it for? Or is it pretty much just something for anybody and everybody?
It's called recovery because it helps you recover. People say from what? And I say, I don't know. What do you need to recover from? So, like you said, there's specific websites that you can go see third-party studies that are in peer-reviewed journals. I think there's 1,300 of them. So anything you can think of, hydrogen has helped, either in hydrogen water, hydrogen gas, hydrogen tablets. However, we are the only company that has it in an official, simple way. Now, with our chewables, everybody freaks out and loves them. The only thing on the chewables, can't give them to your little puppies and kitties because they don't do well, especially puppies. Then we have our regular recovery. These are very fast acting. They release over 3 to 4 hours. So I take them multiple times throughout the day. Now that we have recovery chewables, they're so yummy. They're everywhere. We have them all around the house, the office, more so than a prepper has handguns around their house. So we have Hydro FX, which you take in the morning. You take about 3 in the morning. Some people take more, some people take less, but I take like 3 in the morning. Releases hydrogen ions, which get converted to molecular hydrogen over a 12-hour period. So a little more antioxidant qualities, a little more human performance qualities. People, runners, climbers, people in the gym, helps drop their lactic acid very fast, so they recover faster, and also makes their cells work better. Releases molecular hydrogen nanobubbles, can go right across your blood-brain barrier, or gut barrier, within cells, within seconds. Most of the things that you're already taking from other companies don't do that. They can't do that. The molecule is too big. This is why it helps things that nothing else helps.
Wow. So get it in your system, put it in your cart if you don't have it. Now, that top shelf over there that we're looking over here on this diagram here is really a setup for what we call health made simple. And for our customers or agents, this is in your back, which is 4 products, 3 steps. So you got your shake in the greens. We only have it morning, your recovery during the day, and your boosters at night. Now we have energy in there as something to supplement, obviously, that, instead of all those other things to get you through the day. So to kind of boost that energy. But this bottom row here, Dr. Cohn, we've got Curb, Digestix, Probiotics, Immunex, right? So obviously, the more that you're adding to this and seeing these products kind of biostack, but talk to us about this bottom group here and tell us, what's the purpose of them and why do I should be adding them into my Life by Seacret repertoire?
Well, if you're doing the Club Fit Challenge and you're looking to make your body better by making your weight better, then Curb is pretty much a must for most people. Now, a lot of people, when they use their shake, their greens, their boosters, their recovery, noticed that they would be releasing pounds and releasing kilograms, and very thrilled about that. And the only people that didn't were the ones that had those uncontrollable, cravings for things like salt and sugar, which would undermine how good they were doing during the day when they had their shake. So we created Curb, You can take it throughout the day, you can take it at night. I take it before I eat meals, otherwise those meals would be a lot bigger, and so would I. So, and they are nutrition and specific herbs that are designed to synergistically work together to do like 20 different things, but the two that we claim are to curb to curb sugar cravings and salt cravings, right? You know, if you're stressed out, your body becomes deficient in sodium and you crave sodium. So what do? Have a celery stick? No, that would be too easy. I would have pretzels or chips or nachos or things that are salty like that. Or if my blood sugar drops because I went too long without eating, went over 5 hours without eating, and then I'm craving sugar, do I eat an apple? No, that would be too easy and too healthy. So I eat cookies, candy, cake, or whatever, which is why the #1 selling ice cream is salted caramel ice cream, because it's sugar and salt in one. So yummy, right? Yeah, and when you go to a yogurt place, you go to like these, even the healthier ones, and the ice cream they give you like with toppings and sea salts. A lot of people as an option now because people have figured that out. Your Digestex is for digestion. When you cook your food above 118 degrees or 40 degrees Celsius, you will start denaturing the protein. I mean, you will not be, you lose, when you cook it, yeah, you destroy the enzymes and the things denature, proteins and other parts of it. So you can't digest it. You need to be able to digest, absorb, and assimilate what you're eating. It's not what you eat. That's not accurate. It's what you absorb and assimilate. Without enzymes, you don't do that, or you don't do it efficiently. And the machine starts to slow down. You become constipated. All these different things happen. And so that's why, like, if your sink stops up at home, you can't get anything through and the water's backed up, one of the things you do is put enzymes in it, like Drano, Liquid Plumber. Now, those are different enzymes. Don't drink those. Just don't drink them. You will be dead. So, or in the hospital. So don't drink those. Those are caustic enzymes designed to dissolve sludge. But the concept is the same. These are digestive enzymes, which you've destroyed when you cook your food. Because most people don't like their food raw. They like them cooked. Now, one of the easiest ways to lean up is to eat raw foods, because you're now able to digest it better. So people are able to poop for the first time ever. It's a garbage in, garbage out situation. Some people are so full of crap, literally, they just cannot poop. And so most of what their weight is garbage. Yeah, it's like trash they keep dragging around. It's telescoped in their intestines. Super yummy. So digest, you want to get energy. Enzymes are catalysts, they give you energy. So also gut health would be your probiotics. Again, the world did not need one more probiotic. What they needed was something super fun to take that was potent, that had prebiotics and probiotics. There they are. Tear it off, shoot it like a pixie. Super yummy. Tastes like everyone's favorite breakfast cereal. And then everybody just argues about which cereal they think it tastes like. Organic, so rare to ever find anywhere with a probiotic. But ours is. It just tastes great. Kids love it. And again, people are not, death begins in the colon. If you're not pooping, you're just going to fill up until your body goes, forget it, I'm out. And so between that and the Digestex, and the last that you see on the screen is your immune support. Also, what you don't see on the screen is our chewable vitamin D with vitamin K. Ours comes from a green plant, not lanolin or lamb wool, which is where yours comes from, or the one that most people take unless they know about lichen, which is a green plant. Or your vitamin K comes from soy, which is not good unless you want to slow down your metabolism. And so ours comes from garbanzo beans, which is like your hummus, if you will. So those together, the Immunex does a lot of things. You're going to have to use that search engine again, because the 3-letter agencies don't let you talk about anything related to your immune system, because there's a way different agenda going on, if you haven't noticed in the last 3 years. So that we have Immunex to support a healthy functioning immune system. That is the neutered claim that we will be making for you. But I take it every day. And there you go.
Awesome. Oh, I love it. So guys, that is a kind of a brief overview. Inside of your ClubFit app, if you go to your portal, you can actually see Dr. Cohn go through in detail each of these products and the importance of them, right? So, and how to make sure and get them, working for you. And this is something when you start taking a look at, how these products can start working for you as kind of a symphony inside of your body, to really strengthen the host on this journey of this health process that we're going through over the course of these next 60 days. So now I want to reiterate this before we close out today's call. We have left open the registration for the Club Fit Challenge for one more day, primarily because we know many of you, when you were going to get on this call, you were going to get excited. So what do you got to do? Call somebody. Be like, listen, listen, you got to do this with me, because the education that you're going to get on the program, the support you're going to get on the program, the assets, the meal plans, the recipes, the workouts, the accountability, all of that is included inside of this program. Every single one of us should go get one more person to come do this challenge with us, so that way they can experience the results of what this can, from an education and from a product standpoint. Guys, there's no gift better, I think, than we can give somebody than the gift of giving them their power back in their health. And Dr. Cohn, I love how, it's not just what you stand for and what you represent, but what you've dedicated your entire life to. And so any kind of final closing thoughts here for all of our Club Fit challengers, new, old, that have been a part of this journey with you? I know I see some people here, and Judy and Terry Joe, that have been with you for, probably 12 years, if not even longer. And those that have just gotten started, maybe in the last 12 days. In fact, they just got their Club Fit kit. Products are on the way. They haven't even tried one of your products yet. But what would you suggest over the course of today, closing out of this challenge, that they focus on in order to go get some results?
Well, first of all, if you're going to do a challenge like this, it's more fun to do it with a friend or friends or a group of people, and that people that can hold each other accountable. So, we all have friends that if we call them up and said, hey, I'm doing this, you got to do it with me, they go, okay, what is it? Doesn't matter, I'm going to tell you, just give me your credit card. So yeah, that's what I would do. Number one, because it's more fun. Number two is the gift you're going to give them of health is way more valuable than anything they're going to give you. And if you love your friends and you love your family members, you love these people, you want them to be healthy. And a lot of people don't know what they don't know until they find out that they didn't know it. Like, if you knew what we knew, you'd be calling 100 people tonight, because there is nothing more devastating and damaging to a human and everyone who loves them than the loss of their health, because they didn't take care of it, or they didn't know something was happening because they were blind to it. And they went to doctors and they would they handed it over the platter, their health, like, here, take care of this for me, along with the 4,000 other people you are taking care of, supposedly, by making recommendations of things that don't create health, but they treat diseases. So guys, if it is to be, it's up to we. This is a very unique and specific program designed to give your body what it needs. Once you start doing it and go through it, you'll never stop, because the changes are unparalleled, and it's simple, and it's easy, and it's cost effective, and it tastes good. And it's the thing that you say to yourself, I can do this. So look forward to you doing it. Look forward to great results. Look forward to less of you, as they say, and look forward to seeing many of you next month in Arizona for our Freedom Academy. So we get to see and celebrate all this great changes in our health together.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for being with us. Replays will be inside of your Club Fit app. So underneath the portal, if you scroll down, it have the replays of our Zooms. So you'll be able to watch it in there, and also to be able to get that out. For those of you guys that are on the agent side with us, that are promoting these programs and products, remember the Enroll For, our Get Fit for Free program, is still in effect as of today. And I love how Dr. Cohn says that we can't wait to see less of you at the Freedom Academy event, because we're gonna have a pool party. So y'all, it's time to get things moving here, get things grooving. So appreciate you guys, massive love. And for those of you guys that are working with us on the business side, we'll see you back in 10 minutes for our agent training here on presenting. Take care. Have a good night. Thank you, Dr.